See, in perspective of the sadhana, number one, sadhana is not something which you do or where you have this sense of doing or where there is a sense of duty or there is a sense of that, okay, this is the schedule which I have to do or I must do or I should do. See, sadhana is all about involution. A person is like stark, sleeping in the darkness. And we are expecting this person to wake up from the slumber and carve a beautiful, illuminated mind, a very well disciplined mind. A person who let's say, it doesn't even know about the language or doesn't even has heard anything about what waking up is or what awakening is. And this person who was in this very deep sleep is not even aware of all the burden and bondages which the person has created for oneself because of that darkness, which seemed very comfortable. See, darkness is always comfortable. And that's why sleep is always comfortable. And that's why sleep is so dear to everyone. In a way, it's the most non-productive state. Well, in the brain part, there's a lot of activities are happening even in the sleep. That's a different avenue. I don't wish to go into that, the medical part. But what I mean to say is that sleeping is always a joy. A good sleep, a nice sleep, a deeper sleep, a joyful sleep is looked after, is sought by people. But if you just keep sleeping very comfortably and very joyously, you don't become an Einstein. You do not become Kalidas. You do not become an inventor or a philosopher or a scientist. If I wish to use the one word of our Bharat, then that is, you will not become a rishi. So it's from that deep sleep slumber to waking up to a very elevated consciousness and having a very clear perceptive mind and having very enlightened intellect and very strong sense of being of what I am. That sense of being will be only experienced once this illumination or the integrity of the mind or the stability of the mind and unveiling all the layers of the darkness are done. Now, without doing that preliminary job, one should not expect some great things happening. When you say sense of being, well, there's a sense of being which a Jnani has. And only a Jnani is the one who is now free of all, should I say, sadhana, should I say, the structure which the person has to create to finally have the self-realization. Once when that is achieved, once the person is a Jnani, then there is no need of doing any sadhana. Then this person who has done all the hard work now can say, I am now enjoying my being. But without reaching that zenith, if you feel, I wish to enjoy my being, well, how? You don't know what the being is. You don't know what your own very real existence is. So your asana and your pranayam and your mantra, everything is actually to bring an order in your body, bring a discipline and order in your mind, bring an order and discipline in your intellect, how you think, and how to make you think very, should I say, razor sharp understanding has to be created. Now that requires a lot of work. What if, say, somebody feels, oh, it's like too much doing is happening, because too much doing comes from two feelings in the root. One is you're not enjoying what you are doing. And two, it seems very laborious. So get boring. If it is laborious and it gets boring, like I remember one time there was this lady who visited me from a remote place of Punjab. And when she came here, like she reached here maybe 1ish in the afternoon. And by 4 o'clock, when she met me, she said, "How boring it is over here." I said, "Well, how? What do you mean?" She says, "Everything is so quiet. It's so boring and haunting." And I was just looking at her face. I said, "Yeah, sure. You better just... When are you leaving? Better go to your chaotic life." Somehow people love their chaotic life so much. They can't even relish the stillness and the silence in this ashram. And she kept on asking everybody, "What do you do whole day? What do you do whole day? Okay, once your morning asanas are done, what do you do whole day? Isn't it too boring? No shopping, no restaurant, no cafes." We have one, but well, she had some another idea. So she said, "How boring it is." And she said, "I cannot stay here even for a day." And I said, "You better leave." And she went away happily to her chaotic life. So I got reminded of another story. It's a real-time story. One person who, his whole life was born in a house which was close to a railway track. So trains are coming and going, so a lot of noise. And then every time those railway gates would close, and then a lot of traffic would get, a lot of congestion, and then a lot of honking is there. And then the trains are passing, and so all that sound of the trains coming, but he would sleep very nicely. Why? Because got habituated to that loud noise. And then he got transferred to a place which was, this house was not by a railway track or railway gate or crossing or something. He couldn't sleep in that place. So he went back again to that place and took a tape recorder with him. And he recorded that noise. The trains, the honking, the trucks and the buses, and people fighting, and the ringing of the cycle bells, and honking of the three-wheelers and the four-wheelers and the trucks and the bus. So he recorded a good 1 hour, this chaotic noise, went back to that house, and that night he played that tape to listen to the sound, and he slept so nicely. And then he thanked his one of psychologist's friend who had suggested that you record that sound, play it to yourself, and then that's how you can sleep. So when I it's a real story. When this person narrated, I was wondering, how is it possible that he couldn't sleep because of the silence and he could sleep because of the chaotic noise? So in a way, most of the humans are very comfortable with their chaotic minds. And the sense of relaxation for them is to sleep. So all these people, when they get chance, they'll sleep in the daytime also, because that's the only one wonderful time which they have. Whereas, if I see from the yogic point of view, a silent place is like a blessing. It's a blessing. And those who are into the path, when they come here, they always comment that, Apart from all the other things, the best part is the silence of this place. It's quiet. It's not noisy. You are not hearing the yab, 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 yab of people around. And you are not listening to all those, the traffic snarls and people making, noises. It's quiet. And you say, we love it over here. It's the same ashram. Somebody saying, I'm loving it, and somebody saying, oh, it's so boring. Right? Now let's use this very approach for the sadhana. If you will begin to enjoy what you are doing, because every time you are doing asana, you are adding on to the discipline and health and immunity of your body. Every time you are doing your mantra jap, that mantra jap is not to be done with the objective of doing mantra jap. Basically, the mantra jap is to be done so that you can touch that state where mind goes into total silence. And then there is no stirring happening in the mind. And there is even the need of repeating the mantra is also gone, because the mind is so quiet and so overjoyed and overwhelmed with the ananda which one experiences. So the objective of mantra chanting is not doing the mantra, but the objective is to reach that state where mind goes into quietude. Similarly, the objective of doing your asanas is that you can sit for long in the dhyana posture without getting disturbed, and also to have a very good health and nice mobility in your body, so that your body is not a challenge to you and it's not sick. I'll give one example. There are people, if they catch cold, or if they catch a bit little fever, right? They are like a babies then. They'll snuggle up in the quilt, and they want something hot to drink, and they are feeling so sorry for themselves because why? What happened? Cold has happened. And they are dragging their body with the long faces. See, I have a body just like you have. So when the weather changes, so sometimes my body also catches cold. I did, just from last 6 days, body is having a bit cold. So because of the yogic kriyas, I'm clearing up my nasal passages and sinuses and everything. But a little fever or a little stuffiness in the head, or maybe little heaviness in the head, and announce to everybody, oh, Guruji is having cold, so will not come out. Cold is just a cold, a bit cold. So you cover yourself more. That's it. You drink some more hot liquids. Cold means your body is fighting with some bad bug. That's it. Right? I was in Rishikesh, so something must have gone in. So some bad bug. Okay. So that bad bug is being pushed out by my body's immunity system. Hence the cold is there. It will create a phlegm to catch down that the bacteria and kick it out of the system in form of the phlegm. So it's a cleaning process happening. It's like a spring cleaning happening. But I see people, they make such a sorry face. What happened? Cold happened. Damn you, why are you making that face? Why are you making such a big issue out of that? Now, if you are doing your yoga asanas properly, what you are doing is making your body a strong, powerful system. So sometimes, I say that Pavan Putra Hanuman, the one who has the understanding of how the Vayu works. That's why Hanumanji is called the Vayu Putra. So when you are doing the pranayam, actually you are also trying to move on that same path where maybe one day you too can understand the mechanisms of the Vayu. What a great thing to do. What a great thing to do. So if you say, no, I don't want to do anything, it's too much doing. Well, without that doing, that being won't happen. If somebody goes to a sitarist to learn how to play sitar, so the class might end up for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then the teacher might ask to play. That's how traditionally it used to be. So the classes would end up being 6 hours, 7 hours. Now, of course, the fingers would get injured. The padding of the fingers would get injured by pulling onto the string. And by holding the sitar, the shoulders tightness might come. The strap might give some pain. But no pain, no gain. And I know of the musicians who had been practicing 10 hours every day. 10 hours. And if you see their fingers, the structure of their skin has changed into so thick and so coarse. Why? Because by playing they have. But now, because they have played like 6, 8 hours, 10 hours every day for 10, 12, 15 years, now if they have to give a program for 1 hour or 2 hours, they can just do it easily while enjoying it and relishing the playing. And no shoulder will hurt, no arm will hurt, no finger will hurt, nothing will bleed, nothing will happen. On the contrary, they would feel, the concert time was so less. It could have been more.